I meet the finance manager one, reconcile whether what I have and what they have is the same or not.
What you have and what they have in the accounts or in the cash books? In the accounts?
No, it actually in their system, because they deal with the accounting system. I don't have access to it.
No, but you will be doing the reconciliation.
Yes, I will do it with him.
So what information would you be reconciling?
That is the figures that they have and the one I have.
And the ones they have, where do they generate these figures?
They generate it through the receiving cashier.
How about the bank accounts? No?
Actually, you know, for me at my level, where I stop is to liaise with him. But from the because I don't do payments at the receiving cashier.
Yes.
So I don't know from the receiving cashier where they take the money to.
No, the receiving cashier starts in 2020.
Sorry?
The receiving cashier would normally come in 2020 when there were.
So you're talking about 2018?
Yes.
To at the time that they were paying to the bank?
Yes.
No, that one I have no idea, because when they pay to the bank, they take their slips to the receiving cashier.
Yes.
From there, they go to the audit.
But what do you reconcile? That's my question.
No, for me, what I reconcile is what is being posted, like what they have in their system, because they give me monthly reports. So if they give me monthly reports for a particular month, for example, I tabulate it and realize that, okay, it's $1 million. So the 3 months needs to be added together. So I will go to the finance manager one to say, how much income did the market put in during the course of this quarter?
In where?
In his office at the finance department.
No, I mean, I just want to, I mean, this is so simple. Between 2018 to 2020, sometime in 2020, market masters or masters will be paying to the bank.
Yes, they were paying to the bank.
Yes. And do you know which bank? Is it one bank?
I could
you're banking with?
Since when I came in as the acting markets manager in 2019,
right,
I know they were assigned to pay EcoBank or Trust Bank.
Eco and Trust.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, this period you will do a quarterly reconciliation with the finance manager one, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Now, in that process where you are reconciling the accounts, these books of accounts, you will come up with your...
Sorry, I don't reconcile with the books, because the books are never given to me, neither do I have...
I know. The process of reconciliation involves you and the finance manager one sitting down to try to reconcile. We call it books of accounts. You will come up with your information regarding what you have received from the market masters and misters. Is that not the case?
The reconciliation is what I received from the market masters.
That is a book of account.
That is, yes, that's the monthly reports.
It's a book of account.
Okay, then he will also tell me how much went to the system as far as the markets unit is concerned.
That is what I am interested in, that part.
Yes.
I know what you will bring in
on
the table. The two of you will sit down.
Yes.
Or you are supposed to sit down.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that will happen normally, but you're supposed to sit down and then you will bring your weekly reports.
Monthly reports. Yes.
When you bring these reports, you know how much is said to have been collected by the people you supervise, the market masters and mistresses.
Yes, sir.
You bring that on the table.
Yes, sir.
And you will tell him or her that this is what my team would have realized in revenue collection in this period.
Yes, sir.
And you want to know whether those monies will tally with what he has.
Yes, sir.
Now, what will he come with? Will he refer you to the bank accounts to tell you that between this period to that period, this is what is said to have been deposited?
No, he does not refer me to the bank account.
He only tells you orally.
He will just click his laptop and tell me this is the amount in.
Exactly. So, and the amount will always tally with, will always be the same with what you have.
No, I could remember 2 times it varies.
It varies. When was this?
I think this was 2000 or 2001 or 2002, something like that. I did not.
God knows I am very concerned about 2018 to 2023.
No, 2018, I was not there.
2001, you were not the acting manager, were you?
No, 2000, I was the markets manager.
2000.
Up to date, I'm the markets manager.
From 2000.
2000, yes. 2018, I was not. I was appointed 2019, June 20th, as the acting markets manager.
No, okay, just wait a minute.
And confirmed on the 1st of February 2020.
I understand. Let's be on the same page.
Yeah.
2001 is different from 2018 or
2021.
Good.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. That's all right. 2021 is when you were confirmed.
I was confirmed 1st February 2020.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that's what my point is. My point is when you were acting manager or manager in that period where cash was paid into the bank.
Yes, sir.
Was there any period that what you will come up with, the figure will vary from what the finance manager?
No. That one has never happened.
It has never happened.
Yeah. During the 2019 to the date that I was asked for them to be paying to the cashier.
Yes.
That has never happened.
Now, moving forward 2018 all the way to 2023, have you ever had a situation where there were variances?
2018
moving forward.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I said I could remember in one of these, it's either 2021 or 2022.
Yes.
There was a variance.
Can you give us a detail?
Okay. When I tabulated what I have,
yes,
and went to him, there was a variance
of.
It was about 200 and something thousand.
Okay.
I could remember. I did not capture the figure, but I know it's about 200 and something thousand.
That was the first instance. You said 2 occasions.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you guys solve that issue?
What I did is I reported it to the Markets Committee Chair and the Director of Finance.
Markets Committee Chair.
Yes.
Please proceed.
And the Director of Finance.
Yes. Who was the Director of Finance then?
At the time, it's Shirif Njai. Shirif Njai.
And the Markets Committee Chair?
Councillor Lamin Jame.
Councillor Lamin Jame.
Yes.
Please proceed.
So when that happened, a committee was constituted. Councillor Finance Committee Chair was there, Establishment Committee Chair, including Finance Manager 1.
Council, I'm just informed that GRTS starts taking their signal. So as a convenient point to stop,
thank you.
We will continue after lunch break. We may rise. Jenna.
President Bio, thank you for being with us today at the Forbes studio here in New York City on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. I'm delighted you could join us.
Thank you.
So I listened to your talk earlier this week and your statement as a national leader to the United Nations. The first and most significant question I have for you is, you've proposed some substantial changes to the nature of the Security Council at the UN to make sure that there's greater representation for the continent of Africa and African nations. Tell me about your proposal and why this is so important.
Well, the United Nations is going to be 80 soon. And the architecture of the United Nations itself was done when most of Africa were under colonial rule. We were not there to speak on our behalf as independent African nations. Besides that, Africa has grown very much. We have our own vibrant economies. We have independent states now in Africa. And Africa has continued to play a very important role on the global stage. Nearly 80 years on, definitely that architecture is out of sync with the global realities, with the diversity that exists today, with the active participation of Africa on the global scene. It is important that Africa's voice is heard. Africa is represented in the most important organ of the United Nations, which is the Security Council. That is why we are seeking to be there.
So you've been making the case and made it very strongly this week in New York that there should be 2 additional permanent representatives from Africa on the Security Council and an additional 2 representatives. How will those representatives on the Security Council really change the way that, because the African voice, the African continent needs to be represented, to your point. How do you think it will change the way the Security Council operates? How will those voices make a difference?
Well, we come with a new perspective. For example, Sierra Leone is, for the next 2 years, a member of the Security Council, but in the non-permanent category. Most of the issues that are being discussed at the Security Council are things that we have had to go through. We've been through 11 years of a bloody civil war.
That's right.
We are able to settle our differences, and we have moved on. The experiences that we gained from that exercise are things that we want to share with the world. Today, we see a lot of nations prefer the quick choice of going to war. And after nearly so many years of atrocities, killing, destruction, deepening the level of acrimony and the hostility among or between them, they end up on the table. So we are saying to them, there is an important instrument, dialogue.
Dialogue. And you're not only suggesting this dialogue exists at the United Nations and the Security Council, you've taken a significant leadership role across the continent around having this dialogue of what African voices should be on the global stage. How are you finding it that, how is it going in that that so many African leaders are actually coming together in a more constructive way than maybe we see in Europe or the Middle East? Is Africa the new landscape for coalition building and creativity?
Well, the lack of multilateralism in the global organizations is definitely negatively impacting our ability to respond to the issues that have arisen. What we are trying to do in Africa is to come together. There is always strength in coming together.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you come together, you don't only share experiences, but also different perspectives. And so you come out with better solutions to certain critical issues. And that is why we are coalescing and coming around, and we hope that we can take this message to the bigger or global stage.
So the more I spend time learning about Sierra Leone, the more excited I get, to be honest. It's as you mentioned, it's a nation that's gone through a lot of difficulty and a lot of hardship, but it's a democracy. It's got an incredibly youthful population. You have decided to make your administration one of the youngest cabinets in the history of Sierra Leone. Why is youth so important to you, not only in terms of the population, but in terms of actually showing the leadership opportunities of those youth?
Well, I'm trying to be more democratic. More than 60% of our population are youth. In a democratic setting, it is the majority that rule. So I'm saying that since they've not been able to coalesce yet to take over from us, the youth,
Yeah.
they have to be reflected in the governance structure. And we have to prepare the youth for the future. They are going to be the leaders, not even tomorrow. I've made them the leaders today. In my cabinet, we have a lot of very young people, but these are responsible young people who are contributing. And by the way, I was involved in leadership of my country when I was only in my late 20s. And for some of the seminar issues that Sierra Leone has had to deal with in terms of the trajectory of the country, democracy, the peace we are talking about, I played a critical role in bringing those.
Yeah.
So I was a youth, I must say, when I did all of those things. And Sierra Leone today is benefiting from those. So I believe that young people, if nurtured, if encouraged, mentored, they can provide leadership even today. And it is good that and better that we give them the opportunity rather than stick. We are failing the world, the older people. I must say this. The chaos that is happening around the world, the youth have expressed their desire. They don't like it, but they cannot stop it because we are playing around with their future.
That's right.
But they don't have the means. What I'm trying to do is to bring them closer. One, not only to understand them, but to be part of the decision making.
This is I hope leaders around the world are listening to this conversation, because I think this is what youth are needing to hear, right? They need to hear that they're being seen and they're being heard, and they need to understand that they're being invested in. You've, and your administration and what's happening in Sierra Leone is a deep investment in education. So explain to me why that's so important and how the educational systems of Sierra Leone are evolving to meet the needs of these youth.
I normally say, my administration is a human capital development administration. The best you can do for the youth is to invest in them. How do they become better people? How are they going to be the leaders of tomorrow? Is to give them the best education. Africa, as you know, has been at the receiving end of all the revolutions, the first, second, and third. The fourth industrial revolution is on the brink, if we are not in there already. I believe that if we really invest in the education of our youth, we can prepare them to be in the middle of that industrial revolution and not at the receiving end. Africa cannot afford to be at the receiving end all the time when there is a huge industrial revolution. We have been, and what I'm trying to do is to pre-position African youths, especially those in Sierra Leone, by investing in their education, pre-positioning them, so that they will be the leaders of the AI world that we are about to enter.
So I know that your mother was a farmer.
Correct.
And agriculture is an enormous engine in Sierra Leone as well, in terms of creating opportunity and economic opportunity. You mentioned industrial revolutions and obviously technological revolutions. What's going on in the agricultural revolution in Sierra Leone that the rest of Africa and the world should be paying attention to?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, no country has succeeded in whatever they are doing without a successful agricultural revolution. Food self-sufficiency. You must be able to reduce food insecurity. The United States, the United Kingdom, all developed nations. To be a net food importer takes away from whatever resources you have. And it takes away from the jobs that you create when you can feed yourself. So my first term was dedicated mainly to education in all its forms. We are not out of the woods as of now, but we have laid a solid foundation. So with the little resources we have shifted attention to agriculture because I want to deal with so many problems at one go. One is unemployment, which agriculture takes care of. Two is revenue for the state. Through cash crops, and export, we'll be able to earn revenue. And of course, we will reduce import, which means we will not be using the little that we have to send. We will be producing enough and to export and to get malnutrition. So with all of these benefits, in addition to stimulating economic growth around the country, this is why I chose agriculture, because it is going to deal with a multiplicity of the challenges that we face today. We all suffered from Weatherpool when Ukraine was attacked. We have no business importing rice because we have enough arable land, enough rainfall. So we need to put the policies in place and the other inputs in place to be able to produce our own food and to make money instead of sending money out of.
So you're helping really reframe, even in this conversation for me, a vision of Sierra Leone. There's people who in the United States perhaps have memories only of Sierra Leone as a country torn apart by civil war. But now in a continent that has other areas of instability, Sierra Leone is an oasis of stability and growth. What's the secret? Why is this nation now soaring in such an optimistic way?
Well, collectively as a nation, we have decided that we will put the past behind us. The war was a very bitter experience, and we have decided that we are going to surge forward with development. And to do this, you need leadership. What I have done is to change collectively with my cabinet. We have changed the narrative. 10 years ago, we were